show. It's the dog show. It's the dog show. It's the dog show.
It's not that we don't sound good. It's that we do sound good.
That's exactly what it is.
We are, all right?
We're rolling, man.
All right. Welcome to the Dog Show with Troop and Smooch.
That's
This
right.
Is our rapid reaction. And the Dogs start off 34-3.
Yes, they do.
Second half shellacking of the Clemson Tigers. Covered the point spread.
Right.
And very similar to as we predicted, Smooch. A slow going in the first. Defense is kind of figuring things out, or defense is dominating. Offense is trying to figure things out.
Exactly like we said, Troop.
And Georgia walked them into deep water and drowned them in the second half.
Absolutely, 100%. Georgia played, as the predictable Bobo haters took to social media to show their football ignorance. You saw exactly what was happening. Georgia trying to establish a run, having trouble. Branson Robinson, God love him, he is just not back to where he needs to be yet. And he will be, but he wasn't today. And that kind of slowed things down early. But Kirby, is very patient, very smart. And the defense just played lights out. Troop, do you realize we've now played Clemson twice, and they've scored a total of 6 points?
It's amazing. And, the last time, of course, Georgia had that iconic defense that was maybe the best defense of all time. And you saw today, there are some pieces there that are very exciting to watch. I will say, looking at the statistics overall, Georgia with 447 yards, total yards, 278 through the air, and 169 through on the ground.
Hard fought.
Yes, and then Clemson with 188, less than 200 total yards, 142 in the air, 46 on the ground. You subtract some of those sack yardage and lost yardage plays.
Right.
Moffa was right there. Well, as I predicted, he would not get over 60. He had 59.
You're
Vegas.
spot on.
Stay with me there. One turnover, we saw the Malachi Starks play, and looked just like it did 2 years ago against Oregon, right?
Man, elite players make elite plays in elite games, and oh my gosh, Malachi Starks, best safety in the country. If you think it's a kid at Ohio State that took a bag, you're an idiot. Simple as that.
And two things that were what we thought they would be. Klubnik just could not. I mean, Georgia's defense was really good,
right?
But Klubnik is what he is. He's not a bad quarterback.
He's not the guy, though.
Not against a premier team and premier defense.
Right.
He's just not. He may have a solid year, but again, Georgia will take you into out of the shallow pool, out of the kiddie pool, and see if you can swim. And yeah, he couldn't. Another player we expected to see big things from was Nate Frazier.
Oh, my goodness.
And we knew that Carson Beck was going to have a good game, and he did. 23 of 33 for 278 and 2 touchdowns. Also ran the ball really well. Carson with a couple of conversions on.
Looked great in the pocket. Very Joe Burrow-esque.
He did, but Nate Frazier was the guy who looked different. And we've been talking about it all preseason, or all in camp, and Frazier did not disappoint. Some beautiful runs and just a spectacular play coming. A freshman. To be honest with you, we needed him. Georgia needed him to do that.
He had to step up and do something, and that was the thing. We needed explosion, and I think Branson Robinson is going to be explosive. He's just not there yet, and how can he be? He suffered a horrific injury, but Nate Frazier came in. He would have been fourth on the depth chart going into this game under normal circumstances.
That's right.
And came in and stepped up. We needed an electric guy that could plant his foot in the ground and go. And Frazier changed the structure and the flow of the entire game with just a few runs and touches on passes.
Yep. Offense, I think they're going to get better and better. But this Clemson defense was a legit test. And they did not make things easily, especially early on. And I knew it. We called it. Late in the second quarter, I said, let me check Twitter. I guarantee you people are saying Mike Bobo, same Mike Bobo offense. It's a 4-quarter game, and the fact that they're pushing against a brick wall sometimes in the interior, it sets things up for that second half.
Yeah.
And you saw bouncing outside a lot more in the second half. You saw them fake a lot of runs or play action type fake pitches, and then put the ball in the air, get your playmakers the ball in space. And Carson was really good at that. And we got playmakers who can take it. And you saw them today. 28-3 was the second half score. Georgia dominated.
That's an Atlanta Falcon is what that's called. A 28-3.
Behind us. Yeah. But I don't expect Kirby to be satisfied, and he's not. He wouldn't.
I hope not.
In
Yeah.
the post-game show, he wouldn't even give Nate Frazier any credit. He's like, well, he had good blocking, and he made some mistakes. He got a long way to go.
Yeah. He's like, Cash Jones made the best play of the game. It was a block, picking up a blitz, allowed us to get a big play down the field.
Nobody's talking about that, he said. I'm like, yeah, that's Kirby Smart.
That's my coach.
Yeah. But you can guarantee you he's celebrating in the locker room right now because when Clemson's a good program. Their offense is right where we thought it would be. They struggled against an elite defense.
That's right.
And Georgia did what they do. I mean, again, second half adjustments. If that's what they did, it looked like they made an adjustment based on what Clemson was doing. They had more information in the second half than they did in the first half, of course. And 34-3. I'm almost off. It was my bad. I went for 31-13. You're closer, 31-9.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Clemson would find a way to score a touchdown somewhere, and it could have been worse. We saw some terrible calls late in the first half where there were a couple of was a holding call and a pass interference on Arian Smith that was non-existent. I mean, look here. We saw the play. Georgia would have scored 7 more points if not for that.
Right.
And Dominic Bell Dylan Bell would have surpassed the 35 yards they had him on Prize Picks.
Yeah, absolutely. They cost me some money with that penalty, and especially with Dylan Bell going down with the injury, that hurts. That is the major concern of this game. It is everybody else looked like they came into form, played well, but the Dylan Bell injury is very concerning, especially with the ginger and yet urgent way he was being let off the field.
Yes, that's the one worry I had was those guys that Georgia's going to have to count on at receiver because of all the turnover. And Dylan Bell is one of the most important players. But you saw London Humphrey come in there and show you that he's got a skill set as well.
He does.
And but hopefully we'll get good news out of that. Michael Williams got dinged up a little bit on a chop block, I guess you call it. The chop, it was a block below the waist.
It was a block below the waist. Chalk block has two people involved.
That's right. So, hopefully he's okay. They said he was on the sideline telling his teammates that he was fine.
Yeah. But
we'll see. Hopefully Tennessee Tech next week. So you got some opportunity to get some young players in there as well.
Get healthy.
Get healthy. Mm-hmm. Then 2 weeks we got Kentucky. Or is that what's 2 weeks from now? We don't have a schedule pulled up. I know we got.
That's okay. I'll take it.
Yeah. So, but just what we wanted, a resounding win, and regardless of what the score was at half, we felt pretty good looking at what we saw.
Right.
And Clemson had an opportunity to make it closer, but Georgia just did what Georgia does.
Yeah.
And that defense, there's no question. We saw some of those young players who have been growing up now. And we saw Jalon Walker have one of his best games.
My goodness.
And a couple other players anybody else who shined for you defensively, Smooch?
Well, I just really saw a pick your poison between Michael Williams and Jalen Walker. It's like, which one are you going to defend? Which one are you going to double? You can't double both. And so that's what I saw. It's like if one of those guys was stymied, the other guy was right there. That's what I saw. And Michael Williams was inches away from huge plays the whole game. So I'm sure his ankle's fine. He'll be ready to roll. If not next week, the week after when we really need him.
That's right. 34-3, Georgia 1-0, maintaining, of course, that number one ranking in all football land. And we're going to watch Florida and Miami right now.
Yeah.
But thanks for tuning in, and a great opening weekend for college football for the Georgia Bulldogs. 34-3. This has been a rapid reaction from the Dog Show.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.